Here we are, Monty. Back once again.
I'm playing with the microphone.
Yes, you are. Well, 19?
I have no idea.
I think, who knows? That's good, though. That means we got a lot done.
Lots and lots.
Boy, in the coming weeks, we are having some good guests.
Thank goodness, because...
That's right.
Next week, scheduling conflicts in this biz, you know how it is.
It's tough. Next week, though, we got old Red, Megan Mullins.
Megan
yes.
Decided, she said she's going to do this with us?
We promised her some shine.
Oh.
So hopefully we still got some of that here. Megan from Alabama, Randy Owen, Her Own Deal, Shakira, Shania Twain, Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
Ridiculous.
She is so cool, too. She's like the coolest redhead I know.
That's unusual.
I don't think I know any. Do you know any?
I've known some.
Yeah. Is it true? Is it true what they say? My grandma was a redhead. Grandma told me.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. And then after Megan, we have Adam Hampton.
Yes.
Keyboard player for Sarah Evans.
Yes, and Ronnie Millsap
for a very long time. Years, yeah.
Many others he's worked with.
Others.
Yeah.
And a true Nashvilleian.
Yes.
You don't have many of those.
Born and raised. Yep.
And 3 weeks out, there's old Rusty Van Sickle.
All right.
One of the finest voices in Nashville.
And general human beings. Just a good dude.
But man, that voice.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's just not, we don't hear it 24/7 on the radio.
I know.
It's unbelievable. I mean, when you take your quintessential male country vocal, Rusty
Van Sickle. Yeah. But he's been out there with John Michael for a long time.
That's right. So, but those are in the coming weeks. Today's one's not very good at all.
We got to fill time somehow.
We don't have anybody here again. But
just us.
We got tons of requests after the last one. These fans, man, they want to know everything, Monty.
I know.
You know, because
they can't know everything.
We only went back to '94. They want us to go back farther.
Whew.
So that's what today is all about.
Well, all right.
Silver Creek Band.
Wow.
Maybe some wild card in there.
Yeah.
But for right now, give them the point.
Here we are.
Yeah. Dang it, Monty! I forgot to get another Squatch report.
Well, that's all right.
Shit.
Did you show that picture that caused so much?
Oh yeah, I can show the controversy. Picture. You're still the edge of the blade, brother.
Get the cluck out, rooster boy.
I know. Yes. I guess.
Fly. Run, Forrest, run.
I no longer have a personal Facebook account. Yes. I feel free.
You're liberated, man.
I'm free.
What a beautiful thing. I'm not going to be far behind you.
Oh, well. No, we love it. It's just, like I said, it had become such a time hole for me.
Well, it also on the business side of things, we have to do that now. Mm-hmm. For the numbers. For the numbers.
Right, to drive traffic.
In this business, it's all about the numbers now.
Yeah.
And so we have to direct everything to the official pages.
The thing that would drive me crazy, though, is because, Pro Tools on all these computers, and all these computers are connected to the internet.
Yeah.
So I sit down and go to work, and before I get started, make a lap around,
5
Facebook.
hours later.
5-6 hours later, and you're pissed, and you're all mad. And it's like, what have I done? I've sat in this dang chair for 5 hours.
Got time for that?
Stalking folks replying to crazy loons, leftists and righties both. They would suck me into those damn political conversations.
Well, see, you got to say no.
Yeah, I know.
You still got to say
They're all
no.
crazy.
Choose your battles. They're all.
Yeah. So, but I'm going. I'm flying it, man. I'm flying it without it. We'll see how that goes.
Best of luck.
Yeah. But, like I said, everybody can still get in touch with us at Cache Creek. Mm-hmm. Just got to go there and like that page.
Yep. That's it. So what are we doing today?
Man, we're going way down memory lane.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is our memory still
good
enough?
Enough? Hey, we'll do the best we can. Because sometimes 1987 actually was 78 and 89 becomes 98.
It started in 80.
Yeah.
1980.
Wow.
For me.
We really were children of the 80s.
Yeah. 1980. That's when I got my first guitar for Christmas.
Yeah.
And shortly after, I learned the first 3 chords on that guitar from this guy. That was 5th grade, folks.
Monty was my best student.
He's still trying to learn. But yeah, my first chords were A, D, and E. And I wrote my first song shortly after those first 3 chords.
America, America. Right. I remember John High singing at graduation.
Yeah.
Well, let's delve into all this stuff.
Wow.
It's going to be fun, guys.
Wow.
But right now, let's pay some bills.
Pay some bills. Get to it.
Dance, dance, dance with the dinosaurs. Dance, 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 laugh and roar. Dance till we can't dance anymore. Dance, dance, dance with the dinosaurs.
Oh my gosh, Monty. I think this is gonna be harder than we realize. Off camera, we were trying to put together some notes. And you know what is hilarious is like each one of these little sections, which are like no more than a year, seem like a lifetime.
Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
All right.
all these years.
Let's see what we got. All these years.
All of these years. Up until now, we've all been like this.
Yeah.
Our entire careers have been like this.
Do life with people, and they're going to be in your life no matter what. Like
Somehow.
behind.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Where were we?
I guess that's why Facebook is here, so you can reconnect with all those people.
Well, that was the intention.
Okay.
Then the CIA got involved.
1980. That's right.
Whoops.
That's right. Come on, man. You're going to get me all fired up and going off that road. So, I graduated Pope Valley. Went on. Did we touch on the guitar lessons already? We didn't.
I think so.
Huh?
Where are
I
we?
think so. And I was coming back still teaching guitar lessons.
Right.
You were my prize student.
Because your bus came to the school, and
That's right.
your mom was administrator for
was
Pope
the
Valley
secretary.
School, so I would stay after, and we would.
Yep. I did that
guitar
year,
lessons.
and that was the end of my teaching. After that, you broke me.
Yeah.
I was never going to teach, and I haven't taught since.
I have that effect on people.
But, okay, in our notes here, say we started a band called County Line.
You did.
I did.
With Rick Collins.
Was Rick in that band? Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess I got to touch on that. Because Rick Collins, who was an instrumental, probably the linchpin early on for this whole Silver Creek stuff and all of that. He was dating my friend at the time, sophomore year, when we came back. Here was this cowboy from out of town, good-looking cowboy dude, had all his hair then, wore the Wranglers, jacked up his butt, all that stuff. And all the girls, they thought he was pretty happening, and so he was.
So did he?
Yeah. So he was dating my friend's girlfriend. In fact, she broke up with him to go out with him. So I couldn't like him, right? He was the enemy first day of school. So, I think the only words that we had that first week, he was walking by and I was throwing berries at him.
It cracks me up.
I guess I've always been that way, huh? And
Instigator.
He bowed up. He turned around. I bowed up in front of him. And then we just kind of separated. And then there was a party. I'm sure no drinking was involved because it was high school.
Of course not.
And
bonfire thing, right?
Yeah. Country boys and girls getting down on the farm.
Down on the farm.
And he was playing there. And then some people told him that were at the party, because I was not, told him, hey, you need to hook up with Kimo because he plays, blah, 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 blah. So it was, maybe a week after that. And I know it's so funny because it seemed like I hated him for so long. It was probably only 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah,
high school, man.
I know, it's high school. There's so much drama.
A week is a lifetime.
That damn cowboy, he's ruining everything.
Who's he think he is?
Yeah, and then
coming here taking all our women's.
And then we were in a class, and he said, hey, I heard that you play guitar. And I went, yeah, guitar and a couple other things. So he said, we should get together sometime. And so him and his sister came over on the Thursday night after school, and we just started playing. And we pretty much were never apart for decades after that. I know,
right.
From that moment on.
Joined at the hip.
Yeah. We were like really tight. We did a lot. And during that time, we started a band called County Line. And we actually debuted at the Pope Valley Farm Center. Do you remember that? It was like for the spring fling.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And I think it was with Chrissy Heidi, John Mitchell. Rusty was playing drums in that. Yeah, Rusty was a guy that we went to school with too. He was different from us. He was a rocker. And then Rick was playing bass. But the funny thing about it was he had broken his arm rodeo, and so he was the one-fingered bass player.
Yeah.
Yes. And we cut his cast so his arm could turn like that, and it never healed right. I remember the story. We were out there, and I got the hacksaw and I'm cutting, and he goes, ow, and all of a sudden a little blood would start to come through, and my dad like, what are you SOBs doing out there? And I said, nothing. Of course, he knew what was going on. He thought it was hilarious. Stupid kids, Rick still has a big old knot on his arm when he cut that cast off. But so he could play bass. I mean, that's how, wisdom of youth.
I remember that. I remember the one arm,
the one arm, one fingered bass player. And I think we did You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma with Chrissy.
Yeah.
And that was never meant for long term. That was, of course, that was probably going to break up. Chrissy and John started dating, and they kind of went off.
Yeah.
And then, so then Rick and myself and Rusty, we were pretty serious about it. We wanted to keep going. And this whole time, you were still Pope Valley School. You hadn't graduated yet.
I played my first paying gig with you guys in County Line. Played acoustic guitar.
Oh, that's right. Was that?
It was my 8th grade summer going into high school.
Going into high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chrissy was still with this thing, right?
Chrissy and John
both. Yeah.
It was during that summer that County Line had to actually stop using the name.
That's right, because there was another County Line. They sent us a
line.
cease and desist.
That was the birth of Silver Creek.
That's when Silver Creek was born. So you were. How many gigs did you do with us then at that time?
It was just a few during the summer, and then
just a couple. Then you went to school.
I was told I could not play music anymore because, well, it's not what you do. You got to go to school and learn a real trade and things. And
right.
Get a
so
real
you
job.
played with us that summer, though, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you were banned from hanging out with that hash slinger.
Banned. Yep. Banned from hanging with a band.
Yeah.
So that lasted for about 2 years.
Yeah. So we lost Monty. And then
13.
13.
Gosh.
Too bad. I had my first band gig at 13 too. Isn't that funny?
It's funny.
Yeah, cool. But Then what happened? Oh yeah, and then John and Chrissy left. That was that next year. Then since you started high school, so we were seniors. Mm-hmm. And so we, Rick and I, we were getting pretty serious. So I think we played Middletown Days that year. But we needed a bass player because Rick started playing acoustic. He healed up, somewhat. So his real thing was acoustic. So then we had Rusty, myself, and Rick. And then I remember Blaylock was sitting behind me in some class, and I turned around. We were kind of... Because I think he came our sophomore year, too. I think he came the same year that Rick did to high school. He moved from somewhere else, too. I can't remember. But isn't that funny? Isn't that funny how just those pieces get moved like that? And then, so I asked him if he wanted to be in the band, and he said he didn't play anything, and I told him I'd teach him. So I pretty much taught him how to play bass, and then we were off and rolling with that Silver Creek. And then,
you see, folks, truly anybody can play bass.
Anybody can.
It's not.
So
you only need one good working finger.
So that takes us. Oh, and then our FFA project at the time, which is Future Farmers of America. Jim was the president.
The Middletown chapter.
Of the Middletown chapter. I was the secretary. Stationed by the ear of corn. My duties included blah, blah, blah. I can't remember. And Rick was the vice president. So we were pretty much, it was
oh my gosh.
I know. And then it was mirrored in our class, except maybe me and Rick were separated because Jim was the class president, too.
King of slang.
He was, man. He was the only one that wanted. That's why we've never had a class reunion, because he's in charge,
right.
But I remember we had the opportunity. We competed in the FFA talent portion, which is national, and we won the regional. Then we won the state, and all of that. So we had the opportunity to go to the nationals to perform in Kansas City, and but we needed to get there. We didn't have any money, so we did a fundraiser at the Pope Valley Farm Center.
Right. I remember that.
One of our many dances, fundraiser spaghetti feed.
I remember that, yeah.
And we raised enough money that one night. So
amazing.
When we come back.
Off to Kansas City. Another piece of the puzzle comes into play.
Another piece of the puzzle.
Well, it's always thirsty weather, wherever or whenever. Neither rain or ice or dark or nice is gonna keep us from our rain. When it's hot, we need a cold one. When it's cold, we want a warm up. Yeah, Mother Nature is always in our favor. And right now it's thirsty weather. It's always...
Monty, are you with us so far?
I'm catching up.
This is tough.
Trying to keep with it. And we have to apologize because we're really paraphrasing, condensing, because, man, there's no way we could ever cover everything that's happened.
And all the things that happened at those gigs along the way, all the little stories and memories that we have.
Millions. It's no wonder I can't remember my name half the time.
No. We spent those 2 decades laughing, I think.
Nonstop.
Laughing nonstop. Yeah. Holding our stomachs.
Nonstop.
Very much like when Link was here. That's pretty much how we spent the first 23 years
our
of our life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it is so cool hanging with your best buds.
Playing music.
You know, yeah.
Kicking butt, man.
Yeah.
Where are we? Okay, so we're up to you going, the FFA, you and Jim and Rick, off to Kansas City. So
during this time, you can't play, right?
No, I'm in high school being a good student.
You're in high school being a good boy. Mm-hmm. Well, not being a good boy, but...
Well, I was trying to work hard in school.
Right, yeah. So
the whole time secretly at night, I'm learning songs.
Playing his guitar, yeah. What are you doing in there?
Math.
What are you doing in there? Oh, nothing.
Homework.
You're like, I'm not playing guitar, I'm masturbating. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. That a boy.
Old Dick DeVita, man. Yeah, that's good stuff. We're going to touch on that someday.
Maybe.
That's Monty's daddy.
Yeah.
Monty's baby daddy. Baby Monty daddy. No, just Monty's daddy. Okay, so we're off to
Kansas City.
Yeah.
Kansas City, here they come. And you played the FFA Nationals.
That was our first exposure to the magic of music. And we played In America by Charlie Daniels. And then we closed with Mountain Music. And I remember when I pulled that fiddle out, you got to understand, it was, what auditorium was that in Kansas City? It was the Municipal Auditorium.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, it might have as well have been Wembley Stadium
Sure.
to us. I mean, it was filled with high school girls and boys. And I remember when that fiddle came out, the roar was just deafening.
Now, you played it.
Yeah. Well, I could play the Alabama stuff. That's not that hard. You could play it. I'll show you.
Yeah, no, we don't want to do that.
Even Cookie says stuff like, man, I wish I never would have brought that damn thing out. But everybody loves the fiddle. But I mean, that was when I remember we just looked at each other and it was just like a, oh my gosh moment. We just levitated.
Play some back home, come on music that comes from the heart. Give me some, Jim. Play something with a lot to feel, 'cause that's where music has its start. Oh, play. Oh, play me mountain music. Oh, play me. Thank you very much.
Wow. That was awesome. And then it was decided at that moment, this is what we're going to do forever. You know what I mean? We're never going to do anything
I want to
else.
feel like this my entire life.
Yeah. And then
The defining moment.
that was it. That was pretty much, that did it. So then we came back. We worked every weekend that summer. Then we had the big goodbye bash at Farm Center again, Beauvais Farm Center. And then I left for school. And then almost every weekend, Rick Collins was down there. He'd drive down to Cal Poly. And him and Blaylock came one time, of course, and it was crazy times then too.
Well, sure.
I mean, especially because, country kids, and all of a sudden here's all these, people, good-looking people of the opposite sex gathered in one place.
Oh, dear.
I remember Rick hanging out the window with his cowboy hat going, woo, just yelling at all these girls. And of course, they're just like, what? I'm country rednecks.
Gosh, yeah.
San Luis Obispo is where.
Beach Town.
Beach Town, yeah. Mm-hmm. So here's a bunch of country bumpkins every weekend, and they're down there saying, you need to come back, and we're doing this. And I was majoring in business, which was a mistake anyway. I didn't have enough music in my life. And then I went and saw Purple Rain. I've told this story many times. And that movie, that was another it's funny, in that span of like a year there, pretty much determined my path.
Hmm.
So after Purple Rain, watched it. I went back to my room and I started packing. And then I went home.
Got to backtrack for just a second, though. When you guys were in Kansas City, you met a certain fella.
Oh, that's right. That's right. From Wisconsin, Kevin Blum.
Yes.
Cool dude. Played fiddle, and and he came around. He hung out with us, and we played because he was there by himself. He was the only one representing his chapter. He was like the talent portion of his too. Excuse me. But in our practice room, he would always play, and we met some other cool people. Like there was an all-girl band from Alabama, And, you know, we always practiced at the same time. We all kind of had a thing, you know. It was funny. There's some great stories that go along with that concerning Rick and stuff, but we won't tell those. And then, yes, we met Kevin Blum. And then after we came back, we still stayed in touch with Kevin. You know, we were trying to get him to come out, play with us in California. And we worked on that for a long time. But then the band was, in essence, it was done when I went to school. And then I realized, you know, the guys hammering on me and me seeing Purple Rain. I said, I'm a musician. What am I doing? So I left that night, drove home. I had to go back to get everything all straightened out, you know, for like a weekend. I talked to my counselors and all that stuff. And I've been doing this ever since. Now, during this time, you're still at school, though. You're still doing your high school thing. Mm-hmm. So then we hit the road pretty hard. That was when we started making our trips to Idaho, and then we just going up and down the West Coast, all that stuff. Obie Sanders bought us your
first bus.
Our first bus. Yeah. Your stepdad.
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. And it happened to be our old school bus, you know. So we always joked, had we known we were going to have it, we'd have taken better care of it. While we were in school.
Bought your old school bus to be your band bus.
That's right. And then Lee Blevins put the steel on the side over the windows. And I remember my dad out there spraying that.
Rattle can that whole
bus. And we were off on the road.
It was black and silver at that.
Come on, get happy.
Yeah.
And there's Partridge Family rolling down the road. My mom was the manager. My dad was bus driver in front of the house.
Yep. And all I wanted to do is get on that damn bus.
That's right, man. That's right. And we worked it pretty hard all that time. Yeah. We made a pretty good name.
Made a real good name.
We got to where that was what Heidi was talking about, you know, how our dances were top stuff. How did you feel?
Hey, everybody knew. I mean, Northern California, even Southern, even Idaho, Nevada.
They knew who we were, man.
They knew who Silver Creek Band was.
We did it pretty hard.
Legendary.
And then, let's see. So then you graduate from school. We're still running up and down the road. You and I are still yakking.
Well, yeah, I was in high school, and I'd had enough of the no music thing, and I started my own band about 85 called Pride. Which you were key in helping me get put together and played drums for us quite a few times.
Yes.
And
that's fun.
And then, you know, I just carried on with that for a couple of years and had a good time. We opened for Silver Creek a bunch of times.
Silver Creek, yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Monty's always had a special place in my heart, even when I was young. I don't know why.
Wow, we've just been there.
Yeah. And then
like this.
Right, yeah. And then let's see, and then came. Oh, was that when Rod came down too?
Yeah, because you guys are running up in Idaho, and you ended up bringing that Chuck first.
Chuck Darrell, yeah, because we, we needed to, I don't know, run around like that. Just things were happening. Oh, I guess we'll touch on that stuff when we come back.
And we've got the high school now?
Yeah.
I'm just graduating high school.
Yes, you're just graduating.
Somewhere around there.
And we're going to run down the road making changes.
Right.
Right.
Crazy, man.
There's no one else I need but me. My love was locked and you found the key. Girl, you drive me crazy, you do. I'm still tripping and falling for you.
I don't know, man.
Where are we?
87. Mm-hmm. I graduated high school.
You graduated. And in the meantime, we had made several changes. Because in Run Up Down the Road, Rick, some personalities start rubbing and stuff. So Rick had a buddy from
New Plymouth, Idaho.
New Plymouth, Idaho. Chuck Darrell. And he came down to visit for a little while to try it, to just see how things were going. He was the bass player. He came in and played bass. I believe at that time, where did Blaylock end up? Is that when Blaylock went to keys?
He went to keyboards.
And Jim went to keyboards. Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim used to play keyboards. Kind of.
Yeah. And I showed him chords. That was all I needed. And then, which was cool because Chuck was a great bass player. Still is today. Great musician.
Great singer. Great singer.
Won't you give it just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give it just another try. We can't have you gonna die. Give it one more chance. Give it one more chance. Won't you give it just one more chance? Maybe we can make a little romance. No reason why you and me can't get it back together like it used to be. Give it just another try. We can't have you gonna die. Give it one more chance. Give it one more chance. Oh, give it one more chance. Give it one more chance.
So then we had to make a change at drummer. So Chuck and Rick both remembered their other buddy from Idaho, Rod Johnson. Real name.
Real name.
That's his real name, Rod Johnson.
Lived up to it, too.
Yeah, that's right. Because he ended up dating
Rick's sister.
Rick's sister. That's right. They ended up getting married, right?
And that was the end of his drumming
And
career.
that was the end of it. It was gone.
So we needed a drummer.
That's right. That's right. But Rob was a great singer. He was the best drummer we'd had at that time.
Yeah, because
had
he sang
real
too.
Strong foot, and he sang. We had some great vocals. It was a good band. We ran around with that for about a year or so, and then him and Stacy were getting closer. You could see, and then things got real serious. They ended up getting married, right?
Yes.
For a little while. Mm-hmm. So so he was done. So then we had gigs lined up. We had like the next weekend, and Jim had been closet drumming. He had been playing drums at his place.
Blaylock in the closet, beating
That's
his
right.
tom-tom.
Beating his tom-tom in the closet. So it was his big moment, and Rick did not want it. No, and I said, what else are we gonna do? We have a gig in 5 days and no drummer. So Jim went to the drums, and he's been there ever since.
He's been there ever since.
Been there ever since.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Blaylock's a grandpa.
Blaylock is a grandpa.
Just happened. Congratulations,
Yay.
Blaylock.
Yay.
Okay, now Monty's coming into the picture because
Chuck got tired of playing bass.
Chuck got tired of playing bass. So we decided, and we were limited. I was, because I was basically the only lead in the band. And so if there's a song with keys, I'd play keys, but then the guitar would go away, and it was too much. So then Chuck decided he wanted to play keys. So we needed a bass player. And this whole time, Monty had his band Pride going, and we had always been talking. And I said, let's just hire Monty. Monty's ready. He can step in and do the gig right now. And there was pushback because he was so young.
Wasn't that young.
No.
Was younger.
Right. But
Just graduated high school. 18.
But when you're young like that.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at you.
There's always the little running around, hanging around all the time.
Yeah. So then they kind of gave and said, well, let's at least have an audition. And how many? Four guys came?
I have no idea.
I think you were the fourth. Oh yeah, you were last. You were the last one.
Was the last one?
But by design. So the other three guys that were, they're okay, but we didn't have that bond. They didn't know they didn't know our story. They didn't know where we came from. Monty had been there since the beginning, so Monty came in and just killed it. Just nailed it. So the other guys had to go, okay. So then Monty joins.
I won.
And that was in 87.
Yeah. 87, 88. Yep.
And then we really started to hit it hard.
Yes.
And
Yes.
and then we did that album.
We did.
Our first album.
Vinyl record, man. Look at that.
Yeah. Silver Creek Band. That was designed by Rod. That was his parting gift to us.
Rod's logo, yeah. Look at those guys. And we wrote all but a couple of the songs on here. We collectively, yes. You know. Carl Browser was the only other writer. Mm-hmm. The rest was you and Rick and myself.
That's right.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that was pretty much the culmination of that thing.
Yeah.
Because shortly after that, we wanted to branch out some more. So we brought in another dude.
Greg Morris came.
Greg Morris came.
Yeah. He was in my band.
He was in Pride, that's right. Yeah. But during all that time, Greg was becoming a scary, scary good guitar player.
Oh, my gosh.
All that time. He was just...
one of the best chicken pickers on the planet.
He'd hole up there with a bag of tortilla chips and just pick all day. Huh?
Beanpole of a guy. Yeah. Weed. That's what they called him. Weed.
Man.
Weed man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we got him in the band. So then I became more of the...
Utility. Yeah. You had your corner. You had keys. You had steel. You had your guitars. You had the fiddle.
Yeah. That was probably that best version of Silver Creek.
Yeah, that was fun. That's the band that played Cal Expo.
Yes.
On the sold out.
Yeah. Big California State Fair.
Oh my gosh. That was one of those moments for me. Like you had an FFA.
Really?
In Kansas City. Yeah, because there were thousands of people. They were everywhere.
Yeah. And remember when we started, it was when we started Sweet Home Alabama.
Yes.
Even back then.
Yes.
And bras, no lie.
Bras flying on the stage. Yes.
And here we were 19.
Yes.
20 years old.
Yeah. They had to bring security.
Yeah.
To surround the stage to get us out of there.
Yeah.
It was insane. And I said, awesome. I'm in love with this.
Monty was hooked.
Yes.
Yeah. It was good to be the Kings.
Women taking their clothes off and throwing them on the stage. Yes, I like this.
Yeah. You wonder how those guys, it's no wonder like the Justin Biebers and all those boy bands and stuff, why they always have so much trouble. Because just the taste that we got was just like...
It is intoxicating.
Good night.
Dangerously so.
Yeah.
So that's exactly why things go bad for a lot of people, because they get lost in that world.
Sure. And
which I did for a couple of years.
Hey, it's okay. That was all part of our story. That goes back to our 80s story.
Yes. But then, shortly after that, we, as in you and I, kind of took a left turn on the rest of them, and
we had been running around pretty good, pretty hard, and pretty solid every week. I mean, we were pretty much on tour.
On tour all the time.
Yeah, all the time, because it was because I remember I think Jim and Rick were working at the Calistoga bottling during the week, and then we'd take off all weekend. Mm-hmm. And we gigged all the time, and it was just a lot of time to be together. And all those crazy antics and stuff will catch up. So Rick ended up getting married, right?
Yep.
And boy, his bachelor party was awesome. And he wasn't. Remember, his wife wouldn't let him go.
Wouldn't even let him go. Yeah, but it was epic. We represented for him.
Yeah,
the shut down the town of Calistoga, man.
Yeah. And our buddies who had police scanners said they were talking about us all night.
Yeah.
We were right down Main Street. I remember my boss and a blow-up doll.
I was carrying the big blow-up
bicycle
on the front handlebars of your boss's bicycle.
Yeah, that was legendary.
Drunk as skunks.
Man. And they let us go. They let us.
The Calistoga police, I mean, they were friends. They knew who we were. Everybody knew who
they kind of let us have
They all knew who we were. Also, Silver Creek guys.
Yeah, they're just kind of, every bar would kind of brace for us.
They're harmless. I know. They won't hurt anyone but themselves.
Just having a good time. And that's Rick was about that big. He was so embarrassed. That was rough. Because we ended up at his house, remember?
Yeah. I handed him the doll.
We're banging on the door.
We brushed your date. Yeah. He just had a look on his face.
I know.
and the wipe over his shoulder.
And shortly after, he ended up quitting.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much that
was the end of that Silver Creek band.
That was the end of that band.
That's when the rock and roll phase came in, and we started that.
I went to see Jeff Beck. And Stevie Ray Vaughan on that tour.
That's right.
And tears. And I came
Guitar
back.
shop.
I remember I told him on ammo, man, this country music, man, this ain't it, you know.
Right. So we said, let's rock it.
Yeah.
Let's rock.
So we started a band called Wakea.
Yeah.
And
Wakea, which was the Hawaiian god of
all the gods.
God of all the gods.
So we'll talk about that when we come back.
What are we talking about?
CashCreekBand.com.
Yeah, man. Spiffy new website. It's slick. Thanks to our buddy Sean.
Yeah. You can get everything Cash Creek there. Let that be your starting point when you go exploring around the world of Cash Creek.
Absolutely. You can even get to YouTube channel from that website right there, and you can catch up on all of our fabulous Cash Creek Club.
That's right.
Podcast webisode thingamadingies.
That's Cash Creek Band.com.
That's right.
See you there.
Boy.
So, Rick left. Band pretty much ended then.
Yeah. Silver
you
Creek.
and I started Wakea.
Right.
And that was a good time too. We needed to write that stuff. We needed to get that stuff out of our system.
Yeah, because we were doing rock shows at Silver Creek.
Right.
We were just shutting places down because there's this country band just killing the crap out of these rock tunes.
In fact, we went in Petaluma and Steve McGould, and we went in as a rock band.
Yes. We sold a
and
weekend.
And McNear's too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Place was wall to wall and got demolished.
And that was back when rock was pop.
Yeah. Was that 80s rock?
Yeah.
It's just instilled in us. But
yeah.
We were killing it, so we thought, well, what the hell? Let's do our own rock project. So we did.
Almost ready.
But it really did take on a whole. It wasn't real 80s rock. I mean, it was a little progressive. I mean, it was a little different.
Well, that was you.
What was you? Your name was on those songs too. Just
yeah, no, there were some pretty interesting lyrics.
But at that time we were at a pinnacle of creativity for us. And I mean, the thing that really shows the strength of the stuff we were writing is how it has shown up. Duality. How many songs from that era? 3 songs.
3 of those songs
that are on the edge
Duality.
we wrote in 90, 91.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were really
It's overload, body heat, and I'll never give up.
Never give up. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Those were all from the Wakea era.
Yeah.
And there is a whole lot more of those songs floating
right.
around, and
We were a machine at that time.
We were ahead of our time.
I still had the 2-track, and I'd go and I'd cut the tracks.
Yeah.
I'd give them to you.
give them to me with
You'd
the
write
lyrics. To them.
Yeah. And it was a to have that level of creativity when we were at that was a great time. Everything else sucked in our lives at the time.
Yeah.
That was my first marriage.
That's why we were so creatively.
I think so. We had that outlet there, but we did face a lot of pushback from the serious Silver Creek fans. Remember,
They didn't like it.
Yeah, the ones they liked the variety, they liked the country boys. When we showed up at our old gigs that we had booked as Silver Creek, like I remember we went to Willett's.
Yeah,
people were not happy.
They were not happy.
So we ended up having to do some Alabama stuff.
Well, it's just like put it in perspective. It's if Alabama came to an Alabama concert and started playing Def Leppard.
That's true. That's true. But we didn't. We weren't even billed as Silver Creek. No, it was like we were, but people knew us.
Yes,
and they thought it was going to be the same thing. But we had our lead singer Mac Martin. He sang like Geddy Lee from Rush.
Yeah,
it had the long hair, and leather pants and everything. We were by all intents and purposes a rock and roll
band. Yes,
and we got a lot of pushback. It was tough. It was tough to stay with it.
Yeah,
but then once we started getting out of our old audience and going to the new places, like when we went down to what was that fair down in Central California?
King City Fair.
King City. That was when we first started. That was when we really started hitting our stride. Then we started hitting the original rock clubs, like we played Cotati Cabaret.
Yeah. Right.
That was pretty good. Because we were able to be who we were, as this rock and roll band.
Right.
Yeah, I loved that band.
It was fun.
I loved our songs,
it was fun.
Man.
It was too short-lived, and that was my fault because of things in my life at the time I couldn't continue.
Yeah, when did you leave?
91.
91. Yeah, so it was
ish.
It was only like 2 years.
Yeah,
that we had
it was
that
very
little run.
short-lived.
And then, right, you left for personal reasons. That's the PR. The people that come through. He had to leave for personal reasons.
Yeah, and it was. I had to deal with some things that I just couldn't be gone.
Sure. And then that was the time. And since Silver Creek was done at that time, we did one gig with another bass player. And it was fine. He was great. But when you weren't there, my heart just wasn't in it anymore. We were playing those songs that we wrote, that we created.
Yeah.
And you weren't there. And it was like, So then I started to go back to my roots. And I went to San Jose at the Saddle Rack.
Yeah.
Started up another version
of Silver Creek.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And old Kevin Blum was in that one too, because he had gone down there.
Like I said, it's all like
I know. Yeah.
Of all these players.
Yeah. And we kind of built that band around a fellow named Mike Leatherman.
Mm-hmm.
He had been playing at an amusement park there. Great musician, great singer, young dude. He was our age. We really clicked a lot in the beginning. He was a big fan of Prince. I think that's where we connected too. That was hard living. Wow.
Yeah, you were down there for quite a while.
Yeah.
The Silver Creek stuff.
That was in the hole. It's between marriages.
Right.
Phew.
Yep. And it was that time I resolved the issues that I had to deal with and got back into music, and this band was born Way Out West with Rick Collins and Greg Morris.
That's right.
And myself.
That's right.
And we were tearing up the country scene for a while.
Yeah. So that was, how many years was that? Would you say?
I don't know.
They were long years.
Yeah, they were long years.
They were dog years.
Gosh.
Because you guys were traveling.
And that was short-lived because, well, let's see, Rick got divorced. And I got married shortly after.
You got married.
And Greg got Gregged.
Wasn't Rob? Oh no, Rob's not here yet.
No, Rob's not here yet.
Not here yet.
Rob Jess hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah,
we're getting close to his time.
We're getting close to his time.
Yeah. So that version of Way Out West ended, and you were in San Jose, and I was taking a break again. I just got married, and it was a couple years there, and then
my dad got sick.
Your dad got sick. That's right.
Yeah. So then, and I had gotten to the point in the band down there, and I just wanted to play guitar at that point because we played a lot with that band. I mean, we were doing 8-9 shows a week because like on the weekends we were doubling up, and it was a lot of money. It was a lot of playing. All covers though. Just
Yeah, you get burnt out.
Oh my gosh.
You get burnt out.
And I ran hard with that and wasn't living right. And then Dad got sick, and then I kept wanting the guys to add another piece. I'm like, let's at least add, a keyboard player or something, and they didn't want to because then the money would get cut, and then it was time to leave. I mean, that had run its course for me. Yeah. And I met my wife down there, and it was time for something different. That life and lifestyle had to go. Mm-hmm. And then we started up another band.
Wild Blue.
Yeah. That's when Wild Blue was born.
That's where Marino comes into the picture.
Because
and Dave
Ristrom, who's now with Luke Bryan. That's right.
Yes.
And I think I went.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I went and grabbed Greg Morris. Greg Morris was playing guitar. I was playing bass.
The first round there.
Round, yeah. Blaylock was playing drums. You hadn't found your way back yet. And I remember because we played at the Saddle Rack too for a few months. We were the house band there, and I remember so many people saying, "What the hell are you playing bass for?" Right. And of course, the people that know me know how much I love playing bass too. And it was like, well, this is the way it is. And I convinced myself that I was enjoying it for a little while. It's a change of pace. And
you might as well be getting swabbed for venereal disease.
No, that was the year before. And then somehow I remember, and then Greg ended up doing what Greg does.
He Gregged.
And then I said, what, I'm gonna play guitar. And
you called me.
How did we get? I called you.
Yeah.
What was that?
You reached out. What are you doing?
That's right.
I don't know.
I know.
Well, come play bass.
Come play bass.
Okay.
That's right. And then that started up that Wild Blue.
Yeah.
And then we got the house gig at Cadillac Ranch.
Yeah. Right. Was that Wild Blue?
Yes.
Or was that Wild Card?
No, it was still Wild Blue
when
we started. Yeah. And then there was another Wild Blue we found out that was gonna make some noise. And then we switched to Wild Card.
But during that time, Dave left and Marino left.
Yeah. Well, I think Dave moved to Nashville.
Yeah, it's about the time he took off.
Yeah. So now we're going to talk. I guess we're at the Cadillac Ranch days.
We're at the Cadillac Ranch, and we're going to get. Well, Rob Jess going to show up here pretty quick.
Rob's going to show up when we come back.
You're my one temptation, the one I can't refuse. My one and only weakness is you. If you ever tell me that I have to give you up, it's just gonna kill me, 'cause I can't live without your love.
Have you gotten your copy of Duality yet? Well, if you want the physical CD, we've got about a handful left, so get on it, because they're gone almost. But it's still available everywhere for download. So get you some Duality. It's good for the soul and the heart, right? Sit my old butt down.
Got
Get my cocktail out of your...
Got yourself a little cocktail there.
All of
man.
this...
This memory lane.
This reminiscing and oh my gosh. I need a drink after all that. Mm-hmm. So we've made
things
it.
we do for our fans, Monty.
This is for us too. This is fun. I mean, it's hard to recount all of this stuff. There is still so much missing that we can't touch on. But
sure,
I mean, it'd take a year of webipodcastisode to cover it all. And
we had another girl singer way back in the early days, Denise,
right,
Chris Heidi's sister,
right, yep.
And then Lisa Montalvo, remember her?
Lisa Montalvo, Heidi Newfield.
Heidi Newfield.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
It's a small world, and that world has migrated this direction.
And then other players we forgot to mention, Don Vance.
Don Vance was
our
his
first
fiddler.
gig.
Yeah.
We talked about Dave Erstrom, right? The steel player.
Yep.
And okay.
Yep.
Still with Luke Bryan.
Still with Luke Bryan.
Still with Luke.
He's got one of the best gigs on the planet.
Yeah,
I mean,
he'll retire from that one, probably.
we got to get him in here.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All
So
right.
we are at the Cadillac Ranch.
Now, what year is this? 90.
You left in 4?
Well, the last one, we picked it the last one at 94.
So we got to be about 93 and a half. 92.
Really?
93 and a half, yeah. Somewhere in there.
It was that early.
Yeah.
I mean, that late.
Yeah.
Because we lived a lifetime there.
Why no? Every snippet has been a lifetime.
Right.
It's only been a year and a half to 2 years.
That is
But it
crazy.
seems like a whole lifetime was lived in those moments.
But we had, when we first started there, that's when we were wild card.
We're Wild Blue still.
We were Wild Blue.
Yes, sir.
Still, that's right. And the Cadillac Ranch is what it was called. It was a new club that was up in Concord, California, East Bay Area of California.
And at that time, to put the timeline together, it's early 90s, so country is killing right now.
That's right. That's
killing.
right.
Garth has hit the scene, exploding. Shania, Alan, all the Beaumont boys are just. I mean, the country is killing.
Right.
So
yes, it is. So these little clubs are opening up all over the place.
all over the place. Dance halls, dance instructors, learning line dancing, achy breaky, and
Well, that was like with we kind of touched on this, but with the San Jose Silver Creek, when I was with those guys in there, that took, we'd play grand opening and grand closing next month because there were many.
Yeah, so many. Yeah,
Man.
coming and going.
Yeah.
But the Cadillac, we got in there.
We got in there. And they didn't have a house band. Remember, the California Cowboys were trying to get in there and be,
They were our nemesis the entire time.
Yeah.
Beginning with Silver Creek, it was Silver Creek and the California Cowboys always vying for all the
we
top
beat
spots.
them in the True Value Showdown, though. Remember?
I wasn't involved in that.
Oh, you weren't
I wasn't there
that
yet,
was probably
but-
why they always hated us.
Yeah,
That was 87.
probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you whooped him.
We whooped them.
Yeah,
But
he's probably still gigging. Like we are, Robert.
Yeah.
He's got like 25.
Gary
kids.
Tackett was playing guitar for him.
He's
all
out here
that
now.
time. He's back and forth.
Yeah. I just saw him on Nashville Gig Finder the other night.
Tackett, he's back here?
He was posting, wanting something.
Need to reach out to him again.
I almost reached out to him, but I
Yeah.
didn't. Anyway.
So we started a little lightning in a bottle there at
You sure
Cadillac
did.
Ranch.
Yeah.
We started camping out there. We were there. Now the little video that we had, they actually kind of do a 360. You can see the whole place. That was our home for a year and a half. But that was
we doubled that size of that place in a year.
yes.
We doubled. They expanded. They bought the joint next door. They knocked walls down. They built huge stages because we were bringing them in, just packing them.
And then we did that album. We had our album release party there. But that was because, well, back it up. We won that contest.
Right. Young Country.
Young Countries, where they put our song in rotation.
Right.
And after that, things kind of changed. That's when things
This is
started.
one that you and I wrote.
Yes.
Highway. Take me as you
That's
roam.
on this. That's on our stuff here.
Endless songs hold me tight as we roll on where the night begins. Though I try to hold you near, you'll never be all mine. But I know I'll be okay, chasing your white line. Spell that you cast over me, I'll never understand. Highway, take me as your own. Highway, well, I'll never be alone if I have you. Highway, you'll always be my home.
And then we put out that album, and that's when Nashville got interested. And that's when they came a calling, and we went and did our showcase. And that was where the last podcast started up. Is where this one.
Where you came to town.
This was my time. Now I was here. I had left. Well, you guys went back home. I stayed. You continued.
Yeah, during the Cadillac Ranch days, Rick Marino, who we've already met, moved out. Ristrom moved out. So we were
Totally forgot
short
about
of
that.
players. So we stole Rob Jess from another band that was working at the Cadillac,
That's
Mountain
right.
Rumor.
Mountain Rumor.
We stole him. Completely stole him.
We still Rob.
And
you guys are getting to know Rob now because he's done the post game reports and
he's been at two of the Cache Creek clubs. He'll be at the next one with Richie. He'll be there.
So, and that was the unit that kind of took over Cadillac.
That was the unit. Brad Hills
Brad Hills
played acoustic. Yeah.
But before Brad was Dave Brandt.
This is Dave Brandt.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
Dave
my roommate.
Yeah. Great guy.
Good guy. We've always had good guys,
Super
man.
good guy.
Except Blaylock. Blaylock's a great
Since high
dude.
school. Gosh.
He's a great guy.
It doesn't get any better.
It's hilarious because all these pictures, he's got hair in every one of them.
I know. I know. Except for that Halloween picture where he's wearing a bald wig. Jim, if you'd only known.
Little did he know.
You'd only known.
Things to
Bald
come.
looks so good on you.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we got Rob, we got Brad, and
Rocked it.
we killed it. We were the only band that was absolutely current every week with the new songs that came out.
Yep.
That was our job.
Yep.
We listened to the radio every day going down,
Commuting
to the gig, and by the end of the week, everybody's like, okay, let's try that new one.
Yep.
Bam. Don't rehearse. We just go for it on stage, and that's
Sure
how Mayhem has become what it is, Acoustic Mayhem, because that's how we rolled, man. That's
true.
always been how we rolled.
That's true.
We just go.
The birth of mayhem. We didn't even know it.
We just controlled chaos was
Controlled chaos.
our whole gamut from the beginning.
So then I left. You guys continue.
Wildcard continued on, yeah. We could not continue at the Cadillac because it just wasn't the same, and the owner, he wasn't into it.
People don't like
Tommy
change.
loved you. He
People
loved
don't
you.
like change.
Tommy and Phil, they both loved you. Of course, we did too. Bastards left us, but
I didn't leave. I told you. You guys didn't
onward
go.
we went. So Rob and Jim and myself and Greg Morris came back into the scene.
Again.
That's how it works. Greg came back in. And,
Just like herpes. He just opens up every once in a while.
a big sore.
Like a big sore.
And Dean Forche came on steel guitar at that time. Wonderful guy. And we hit the road. We were running the circuit, the club circuit throughout the western United States, man. And we hit it hard for over a year.
Trailer and
Yep, my Ford Bronco and a piece of junk trailer on the back that had a camper shell on it. All that equipment packed in it on a single axle. But it was a mobile home axle, so those tires never blew.
right.
But yeah, I mean, my old Bronco, and we were just rocking.
Wow. That's hard living.
It was hard living. Yeah. Yeah. We were in a town, every new town every week, a new state.
And how did that thing end? How long did that go?
That went for over a year.
That was a year too.
It went for over a year, and that was a lifetime by itself.
Yeah.
We just made circles on that circuit. Sometimes we'd be in one spot for 2 weeks because we were getting a name by then, and
Sure.
and killing it. We had the 4-part vocals and doing
So
all the current stuff.
didn't you say in the way it ended too? You guys came back after gig and then you just didn't go out again.
We didn't go out
You
again.
told me that. You
Yeah,
said
because
that's it.
Greg again, and Dean was just burnt out and missing his wife, and it was like, okay, I get it, guys. This was a tough run. Hey, but we did good, and that's that. So,
Yeah.
Rob and I actually ended up moving to Idaho. And,
I remember that.
Camping out up there for a while.
I remember that.
Because
Yes.
we were up there so often that it became kind of home. So we went up there for a while and kind of took a break.
Yeah.
And then, gosh, there's more, but from there on. But yeah,
Well,
that was kind of the end of that era before we get into the Nashville times.
let's come back and close this up.
All right,
Let's close it
All
out.
right. Let's do it.
Hey,
What?
Where will you be November 6th?
November 6th. Oh, gosh, let me check my. I know where I'll be. I'm going to be downtown. I'm going to be at the Music City Bar and Grill, which is where you should be too. November 6th, Cash Creek Club Live.
Number 4.
Number 4, Richie McDonald,
Richie McDonald.
Angela Oliver,
Angela Oliver.
The Rollers,
The Rollers.
Jamie's DeRusha,
Jamie DeRusha. James Phillip.
James Phillip. I never know what to call him. Hey, you.
That's right. Steel Ivory.
Steel Ivory. So be there.
November 6th.
November 6th, Music City Bar and Grill.
Tired?
Wiped out.
I know.
What a ride down memory lane. Oh, my gosh.
What a ride. I still can't get over our rock star era, though. That was incredible.
We were on fire. Who were those people? Those were not the same people.
No, I know. They must have been stand-ins.
That was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
Oh, I wish I had that energy still. I wish I could bounce around like that.
Yeah.
I want the hair back.
You
I
want
want
the hair
that hair back.
Yeah.
I love that hair.
Yeah,
That was very 80s rock.
it was.
That was awesome.
It was.
That was really fun. Hey, but we may not be able to recreate those dudes there, but those songs are going to live again.
Yes, they are.
They are going to live again. I'm going to sneak this in here right now. Mm-hmm. We have an entire rock album of songs that we wrote.
Yes, we
that
do.
have never had the, what do you call it? The opportunity.
Yes, I agree
What's that
100%.
Where's that word? There's that word. Dang it, I can't remember. Anyway, they're coming back.
They're coming back.
We got Whitlock.
We got Whitlock.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We're going to do an album of those songs.
It'll just be another project outside of Cask Creek.
Yeah, but hey, man.
Yeah.
Those songs, they're crazy rocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got a taste of them with Duality.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
There's some really good songs in there
Yes.
that has never saw the light of day.
Right. And you'll probably have forgotten about this conversation by the time it comes out.
Probably.
But just know it's coming.
It's coming. Next year.
You think so?
Yeah. I think we have a little time in the wintertime. We can put some tracks together. I got to dig the songs out and
That's right.
blow the dust off the lyrics, probably go through them a little bit, but
It'll be fun.
it's going to be fun.
Guess I'll start building some tracks.
Yeah. Christina lives again.
Yes.
The song will live again.
Yes. So, after you guys quit playing that touring act, you and Rob moved in together for a little bit
Yeah, we hung out in Idaho for a while. Actually, we were in Oregon, on the border,
in Oregon.
on the Snake River. Yep.
And then Rob ended up in Nashville.
Rob left from there
Yeah.
and went to Nashville, and I came from there back down to California and married the second time.
The second time.
Yes.
Dos.
And my beautiful daughter was born from that.
That's right.
And she is 20 years old today. This is her birthday, so happy birthday, daughter.
Wow.
Yeah. She's in Kentucky now, kicking ass.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah. And then, man, I just feel like there's so much that still needs to be said.
Well, and then all that stuff happened. And Rob, I forgot to say, Rob was a part of all that, the Wild Horse stuff, because Rick Marino was also the host of the thing, so he couldn't play the whole time. So he'd get down, and Rob would get up and finish the show.
Rob just would come in and
yeah, I know. Yeah. Then circle back around. How many years is this now? Where we've been apart, and once again, I called you.
oh yeah, hey, I got this thing. I got this chick. I got this girl. Her name's Brooke. Boy, she can sing. We need a band to back her up on a bunch of stuff. And Mark Ledger, part of that. Mm-hmm. The circle goes around and around.
That kind of became Magnolia Bell.
Which, yes.
Our side project.
Yes, Magnolia Bell is definitely born out of that. Yep.
Yeah.
Man.
Phew. And then Cash Creek started getting some interest from some high ups. Yeah. And it was a band, supposedly, but there was no band.
There was no band.
There was no band.
Yeah.
So the old phone call went out again.
Yeah.
And there he was.
What are you doing? I don't know. Want to be part of this? Okay.
Yeah.
Controlled chaos.
Something's got to stick.
We're everywhere. Yeah.
2 new singles coming up. We touched on that last week.
Yeah.
We have decided what the new single's going to be, right?
We have. Unanimously. Yes.
Unanimously
Yes.
with the promoter and everything. Good old days.
Good old days. Yep.
And I think we're going for ads in January. I think that's when it's starting.
That's the plan.
That's the plan. So we'll keep you all updated on that.
That's the plan. Got to get that old moolah together and
Get the moolah together. Get that thing rolling.
Self-funded. You better get some more gigs with RT, and I got
right.
I got a lot of pizzas to sling.
Well, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Heading to North Carolina again. Woo! I had fun last week.
I have my first downtown studio gig this week.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Why don't you singing a bad song? Isn't that awesome?
Oh, it's not that bad.
Oh no. Did I say
it's got a nice.
I've been thinking out loud too much lately.
You are. Stop that.
I know.
No. It's got a real cool message. I think the lyrics missed, but I know what they're trying to say, and I like it. It's good stuff. And I'm excited. It's my first paying vocal demo gig downtown.
Excellent.
Downtown 16th Ave, man.
Woo, you better get it while it's still there.
I know. 16th Ave's going to be underground.
Gone.
56 stories over the top of it before you know it. Maybe one little house left in the corner there.
Well, you'll kick ass, brother. I know you will.
Yeah, well, thanks. I hope
know
so.
You will. When is that, Friday?
Yeah. First run Friday, scratch vocal with the...
well, don't forget about Ellie.
With the dudes. No, I've got that on. All the studio cats there. I'll scratch a vocal while they're cutting their tracks, and then come back the next day to a different studio and put the final... Do the final vocal.
Very
on
cool.
That, so.
Or you might just go in there and kill it and say, hey, this is a great vocal. We don't need you to come back.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That never happens with me, though.
It does.
You know it is.
Yeah.
You know me better than anybody. Recorded me now so many times.
And you're fantastic.
Yeah, well.
Next week.
Thanks.
Megan Mullins.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
you might have to hold me away because...
Yeah. She's something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's no cowgirl.
I haven't got to meet her yet in
just
person.
No
but I've seen and I've heard a lot, and she's amazing.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
My gosh, the things that she's done. So that's going to be fun.
That'll be fun.
That's going to be really fun. And we got our brother Adam Hampton coming in, and And Rusty Van Sickle. Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys have enjoyed this little journey. There's really nothing else to tell.
Oh, well, yeah, Blaylock hasn't been on
There's
this.
really nothing else that we can tell.
Jim's got all kind of stuff he can add. We'll have to do another one when he's here, and he can have his recount.
Oh, boy.
I have so many stories of Jim from our wild card without Kimo days that he would not want anyone to know about.
I could only imagine.
Oh, my gosh.
Because I know the ones with Kimo were pretty amazing.
Blaylock Unleashed.
Blaylock Unleashed. That scares me.
And myself Unleashed as well.
That scares me. I guess that's why we're where we are today.
I think there were handcuffs involved a few times.
Oh, man. Yeah. Looking up to Tommy Lee. All right, guys. Let's let these people go, Mike.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging in with us and carrying on the ride, enjoying the silliness that we call Cache Creek.
Pretty silly.
Yeah. But see you next time.